Those spies annoy the heck out of me. It really is just been doing this pattern, just up, down, up, down.
Alright, so Apple, I'm looking for 172.33 and 172.53 to break. It'll look a lot better on these calls. Alright, we're at 155 right now. Small accounts can be done with it there if you want. It's a 7% trade. Most, like I said, people with a ton of money wait for 8% yields on annual returns. So if you can make that in one day, you're ahead of them.
Now we get the chop. What's up, Evan?
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
I was just hanging out. Said I missed a little bit of the first half of this live trading space. Wolf, did you see this Coinbase story that just came out about them kind of halting Ethereum withdrawals and everything like that around the merge on September 15th? I'm kind of surprised the stock isn't lower off this.
The stock's down 6.5%.
Yeah, it's off that story. Like I thought that kind of makes sense when I don't know how the whole merge stuff works. I'm not a whole crypto head. I do own Ethereum, but like I feel like that kind of makes sense while it's changing. But whatever.
Somebody knew. When did that story come out?
5-10 minutes ago, maybe.
All right, 20 minutes ago.
Maybe it was 20 minutes ago then.
18 minutes ago, somebody put $1 million on coin puts.
Oh, of course.
I think I saw it as a 10 a.m. news drop, so I think that was before, which is funny.
Yeah, well, these came in. I got alerted on them at 10 a.m., but they came in, it looks like, at 9:49. So, just saying. Oh, yeah. And somebody doubled down on them at 10. Yep, $1 million in puts came in at 9:49, and then another 1.24 at 10. Wild. Well, I'm in HUD 8 puts, so hopefully it'll kind of carry through the industry.
Cut me off whenever. I know this is a lot of trading space, but did you see that American Airlines bought like more or less like 20 Concords? They're called like Beam whatever, but they look like Concords.
Yeah, the supersonic planes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's probably gonna run into the exact same problem as before, but
interesting. Sim, what are they doing with Tesla?
They took a little bounce, I believe.
Definitely looking weak.
Yeah, they took a little bounce already. I think they already profited on that, but it looks weak to me too. I was looking for a rejection, but to be honest, the contracts did not move from the 930 rejection. I was just watching the contracts and they barely moved. The 900 puts barely moved.
Wolf,
there we
what's
go,
happening with
Drew,
Geo
finally.
today?
Geo, it popped pretty nice off the open. I don't know if you were watching.
I have not looked at all.
Well, it's up about 2.5%, but it was up about 10.5% in pre-market. Those calls would have been up around 115%.
Are there any other names like that getting some, volume off the 13Fs from yesterday?
Getting volume off of what?
The 13Fs that were filed.
I don't know. I don't have a great 13Fs.
Yeah.
I've got some short scanning stuff. Like I can see BBBY is up another 10%, and I've got.
I was looking at that earlier. That was
Yeah.
that link I sent you. From
Oh
the
yeah.
8th.
Yeah, you did send it to me. I mean, there's still plenty of pumps today. I've been watching this one, Skywater Technology, SKYT. They've been pumping. I didn't want to mention them because they're just small cap, but they were up 30%. Now they're up 38%.
Yeah, you know what? A funny one that I'm in right now is a FRZA. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but it's up 68%.
Damn.
It's not optionable though, so I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
It's just a quick in and out. Same with Skywater Tech. Just nothing but green bars. But the difference between Skywater and FRZA is Skywater is optionable.
It is, yeah. Had you been looking at Skywater?
Yeah, the options were 10 cents this morning.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I didn't get in at that
$35.
price. I got in around 25, 30, but they pumped to 90.
The 20s.
Yeah. Alright, Veru's still holding. Walmart's still holding. Ion both. I mean, obviously the 750s are still up 100%. $10 are still at entry. So, not a whole lot going on.
Just annoyed at SPY here. Look at it, Sim. This fucker.
The SPY's on some bullshit, straight up. But I mean, see, this is the shitty area to be in. You get a good amount of supply that came in at that 0.5. It wasn't able to hold it, and now it's trying to retest. Let's see if we could get above it now and actually, we might get an opening range breakout.
Yeah, those SPY calls, those 430s are back at entry.
Come on, Walmart. You just.
That's cool. Evan, do you follow, or I guess you don't follow? There's an account that posts, I guess, all the 13Fs
What's the account?
called Insider Alerts, and then the number 4, and then the letter U.
Okay. There's what's the website that does it well? Whale Wisdom. They post all of them too. That's a good website for it. By the way, who knows what this really actually matters and means, but the fear and greed index that some people like to look at, it ticked up into greed from neutral now. So we're at 57 out of 100. We were down at like extreme fear in like the 10-20s a month or so ago.
Oh,
Let me give
30
you a real
candle
number.
on Apple. I just got stopped out. They're only at 137, but
Yeah.
so now we'll flip to Walmart and when Apple goes down, and those are up.
I'm just still here with my ENVX. I mean, it went red to green again. It just can't break 25. I need the 25 break.
Yeah, I don't like SOSX and SQs are moving higher, so
If ENVX breaks 25, I think it could squeeze today. Reminder, it's like a $4 billion market cap, so it's not one of these like 30 million ones. Volume.
Yeah, SPY is still in this weird ass range.
Hey X, take a look at Flywire, FlyW. I'm gonna start to get pushed up here. Significant volume.
I'd wait for 2778.
All right, man. Looks like it's coming that way.
Yeah, the 2588 was a long trigger. I don't even remember charting this stock. It must have been when I was half asleep.
You just the line.
Yeah.
Got about a 4% short float too.
The downtrend is right at that level too.
It's coming up. 27.6.
Yeah. Oh, go on, Peru. Oh yes, 175 now. Nice. It's 25%. Small accounts, take your profit and run. Move your stops up to 150.
Nice job there on Vero. Yep, that's solid. Tesla puts are moving. I'm looking at the 900s.
God. I ignored lows off of the Home Depot sympathy move and it moved nice.
ENVX finally broke 25. I'm hoping here's the pump if we can hold it. It's just ridiculous, IV. The IV is what's killing me.
Yeah.
The biggest problem, for anyone in the audience, your biggest problem with trying to play options on any of these squeezes is IV. They're all over 200%.
Hey, Wolf.
What's up?
I know they announced a little bit ago, they were gonna make extended hours trading at Robinhood Live, so it was like 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Did you ever see it actually go live?
I mean, I think you can trade and the extended hours if you're trading.
Because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it now, so I don't know if this is break like from just today that they did it, or it's been there for a little. So I was wondering if you saw it.
I don't remember getting like a notification or anything.
Interesting.
Oh, we've got 8 cents to go on ENVX till high of days. High of day for anyone watching. Flywire is looking pretty good too. Got about 10 more cents to go.
Come on, Apple, get your act together. Alright, I'm back in Apple. Same price, 140, 145.
What's Apple been doing? Oh,
Being a torture chamber.
yeah, it's a little bit of a move there. SPY is just riding the 200 on the 5-minute. It really does. I think every single candle for the last like 30 minutes has touched it.
Alright, I'm still looking for the same levels on Apple. 172.33 and 172.53. Oh, yes, go on, Apple. Come on, break. Please. See, and that's, Apple's a great example, too. I had a conversation about, stopping out at entry and getting back in, specifically. So, like, if you have a smaller account and you get up 10%, you scale out, or you sell the whole thing, or you take partial, or you don't, and you just wait. If you stop out or break even, then you don't risk any money. And it drops, and then if it comes back to entry, like I was just saying earlier, after theta decay, the option goes back into the same entry you paid earlier with theta decay. That means it's more bullish. So that's why I got back in at the same price. And now it's at 150. So I mean, that's literally what I was just talking about. Plus, you're not risking anything, because not everyone can afford to have a position down 60, 70, 80% before it goes into profit. So that's when you're growing an account, that's when stop losses are relevant. But I'm not growing my account. When I do an account challenge, I never take anything under break even 5% stop loss maximum. I will scalp a position 30 times if it takes 30 times to get profit. But I'm not going to give any money back. That's what the difference is in growing versus just generating income.
Gotcha.
All right, Apple's right there at 172.33. Come on. Veru at 190. Ooh, IonQ's catching another bid here.
Yeah, that Veru play has worked really well.
Whoa, Apple. Apple wants it. There you go. Now you want to play nice.
Look at
All right, scale out some here.
TTD's also starting to curl up.
Oh, yes. Ooh. Walmart's still just hovering around entry.
Hmm.
Bears are trying to defend Apple.
These Tesla puts are still doing pretty nice.
Whew. All right, come on, Walmart. 150. It's only 7%, but again, if you have a small account, that's a good win.
Hmm.
If I was doing a $100 or $1,000 account challenge, best believe I would take 7 and 10% trades all day. Here's a fun way to think of trading too. Like if you change your perception, so you know how everyone says, don't YOLO your entire account into a trade. So let's say you start a $100 account challenge or whatever you want to call it. If you take 10% consistently and don't size up, just put $10 each trade, and profit. After 10 trades, now you have $100 in profit. If you didn't size up, you only take 10%, and you don't miss, of course. Now you have $100. If you put $100 into a trade, that'd be the same as a YOLO, wouldn't it? But you're not risking any of your capital, and then you can take a shot at those bigger returns. So now, you're making more money, and with no risk. But the problem is that people aren't patient enough to wait for the account to be mature enough to handle those type of position sizing requirements.
Gotcha. We are still seeing more downside here.
I don't know. All of our plays are green.
I mean, I see the others, but I mean, other stuff's fallen. Like Tesla's
Oh
fallen.
yeah, there's plenty of short trades.
Apple's been dropping a little bit here.
Yeah, Tesla, AMD, Nvidia were decent shorts. You were talking about Nvidia, weren't you? That was a good one.
Yep. I think Nvidia pretty decent as a short.
Yeah, that's why I was when you were talking about that, I was looking at the SOXS, which is the semiconductor bear ETF. When that's going up, of course, semis are going down, so that was good. Come on, Apple, some volume there.
And then apparently, that stock DNA, Ginkgo Bioworks. Do you see they had like pretty solid earnings? They were up like 23%, 25%, and then they just gave it all back today. It's up like 4.5%.
How typical.
Yeah.
What alert is this?
Well, Sim finally SPY decided to take a direction at least.
Yeah, in the interim, it might be a potential for double bottom.
Oh, at least it's moving somewhere. All right, I think
I got stopped out of Apple again.
Then did they take any Tesla puts?
No,
Okay,
I
because
didn't. I didn't take them either.
37.5%. Mm. Mm. By the way, the Seeking Alpha is joining us now, as well as Stock Trader Hub's coming in. What's up, Michael?
How's it going, Mr. Wolf?
Pretty good. It's been a eventful morning. We've been trading since the open.
We'll take a look at Artelo Biosciences.
How you guys been?
They're moving today on those preclinical results. Excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I was just asking how you've been doing, that's all.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty solid. First trade off the open was a win. We scalped Amazon. I took SPY calls with Sim. SPY's just been in this range. They were green multiple times. Ultimately was just kind of waiting and ended up cutting because you could see SPY broke out of the range to the downside, so we didn't want to be in part of this. Tesla puts, I would say, have been one of the big winners. I'm in Hut 8 mining puts right now. They're up about 17.5%, but those are farther outdated. They're 916, so I'm waiting. And then my only short squeeze I've been kind of praying on is ENVX. It's not doing much yet. It's been up today a little bit, but it's just kind of moving around. But I'm in a very small position in that, so that's most of it. Exclusive's been scalping a lot of SPY. Veru was a nice win. There are a couple others.
Yeah, IonQ was a good one. Walmart, Apple, Costco.
What are you looking at in the market, Michael?
Well, the NASDAQ's been leading the way down. NASDAQ left its opening range and really never came back. The S&P hung around its opening range, which is why it was probably teasing you with the calls, but it finally broke its opening range as well. And it's on its way down here also. Look, the market's overbought. There's the big question as to whether we are out of the bear market now or not. And because we're 20% up off the lows. So, I don't know. I don't consider that the end of the bear market. I think we need to cross over our 200-day daily moving averages, but that's another story, I guess, for another time. Until I would consider that to be at least out of the bear. I don't know if we're in a fresh bull, but I'm also known to be a curmudgeon and always look at the glass half empty. So, but anyway, but right now the market is in a nice downtrend today. Nice grab on those Tesla puts. Yeah, and that's really it. I mean, we'd definitely do a correction, or at least and when I use the word correction, I mean just from how overbought we are. What's interesting with Tesla, and it was a nice grab, is Tesla did what's called a turtle soup today. So what happened is you watch for 20-day highs, and then that 20-day high to come back in underneath it. And that's exactly what Tesla did today. So Tesla broke above its 200-day for the first time since earlier in the month. And then today it followed through early, broke out above to multi-month highs, it looks like, right? That's multi-month. Yeah, at least multi-month, highest level since May, and then came right back down through it. So that was definitely a bull trap, at least on the short side. I'm sorry, on the short term. Sorry. So nice grab on those Tesla puts. Wow, really nice. Of course, now it's holding the 200-day moving average again. So that's, in my opinion, going to be the line in the sand. If we want to get uber technical here.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Yeah, it's an interesting week. A lot of Fed speakers, which is, always challenging. And then we'll see if there's other, speakers that will be going on and talking about the market. We've had this, significant run up, which I think you touched a little bit on. And there's some curiosity now. I think people are getting a little bit too bullish, right? It's like swinging. I just saw a notification that came out that said, fund managers are no longer apocalyptically bearish. Bank of America survey says. So I was like, that sounds kind of bearish to me now that they're kind of coming out that way. And so, after this big run, now the comfortable money is kind of coming in. I am curious to see if there's a significant reversion. So just one thing that I'm watching there.
I'm watching SPX for puts off of that potential little return. See what it does here.
For sure. And Stock Trader Hub, what are we trading? And good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm watching ZS Sports. It's in a downtrend. I believe it also received a downgrade. And I'm watching Zoom Ports. I already shorted it once, but I'm gonna wait to add those. But I'll jump into the ZS Ports at 170 strike for 225.
ZS puts 170 strike at 225, you said?
Yeah,
All right, that's Zscaler. Familiar with that one.
right.
So you're going a little bit in the money with these puts?
Oh no, those are out of money. These are 170 strike.
Oh, 170 puts.
Yeah.
Or you can scale out of IONQ, scale out of some more Veru, and some Walmart.
So what do you like here about the 170 puts on Zscaler?
It's the premium's too high on the other ones, and the 167.5, they're too little out of the money, and I'm expecting it to drop around 170 area by end of the day, or at least 171. So I'm trying to be as close as around the money, but nothing too attractive about those 170 strike.
Cool. Thanks for having Rocky join us yesterday.
Oh yeah, he did great yesterday.
Yep, he gave us the main play he gave us was Costco 550 calls. They went up pretty nicely. I think they were up like 20-30% or something.
That, and I believe he gave Nvidia a talk by the end of the day.
Yep.
I think he's still here. I'm not sure if he's trading or if he's doing something else.
Yeah, well, let him know he can come up if you'd like to.
For sure, I'll let him know.
Cool. All right. What's up, Paper Gains?
What's going on, man? Kind of hopped in here. It sounds like you guys are in pretty similar positions as me. Like short Tesla this morning, went long SPY for just a second. I actually reversed on it. And right now watching two things really. One is like Nvidia at this 186 level. I think that was yesterday's low. My screen just went all haywire. Yeah, so if it rejects here, I'm looking probably. Well, I would see if it rejects, but probably 185, 180 put, unless it bounces up. Yeah, 180s for a day trader, fairly liquid, like 134 right now on Nvidia, and then actually probably banks. So I had a couple swings on like JP Morgan, Bank of America. JP Morgan kind of is up there. These are more like swing trades, so I'll leave it at that. But those ones don't look as bad as the rest. Oil fading. Basically, interesting level on some of these tech stocks. Yeah, Nvidia looks like it's trying to rebound here, so maybe around 187. I'll look for shorts there. Might be basing here actually, now that I'm watching everything. Nothing's flushing any further. They just kind of sitting on pivots. Yeah, my biggest thing is I'm going to be light today. FOMC minutes released tomorrow, so that's absolutely going to be a big market moving event, no question.
Very nice. Okay, let us know if you're taking any more plays. All right, let me just take a look. Let's see.
All right, 225 on Veru so far.
That's a very nice play. That's 60% right there, huh?
Yep, 60.71.
Hut 8 Mining is doing a nice little downside dance. Down 7% now.
Man, I can't believe I was looking at Bed Bath & Beyond with you and I didn't even take it.
I know. We were talking about it when it was up 1% today.
Yeah, it happens.
Of course, I didn't know it would go 30%, but is what.
Yeah, IonQ is still moving too, so surprisingly the $10 calls are still up. So
I wonder what the IV is on those.
oh, it's nice. It's nice and juiced. 184%.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see a little short squeeze scan. Hey, Michael, do you guys have like anything around short squeezes on Seeking Alpha?
A lot of people do talk about them, and I do believe there is a short interest. Let's see. I can look it up. I'm not really a short interest kind of guy, believe it or not. I don't know why. I probably should be. But for some reason, through the years, I just always, I never really found an advantage in using the short squeeze number. That doesn't mean I'm right, and it probably, I could absolutely be wrong. I often am, and I often don't use as much as I should. But let's see, like we're looking at something like
a BBBY or something, which is just like squeezing to all heck right now.
Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond.
Like,
man,
I
wow.
Posted.
Yeah, I mean, they're short, like it's 42% short interest, right? That's what it's saying I pull up, sorry?
Where are you seeing 42%?
Well, it's 41.86. You pull up, if you go to Seeking Alpha, you put in the
I see it.
symbol. Yeah, there it is, under the yield. So yeah, occasionally there'll be articles on the high short interest and everything like that. I just never, there were all these little days to cover and all that other stuff that I used to watch. in my day trading days, but my day trading days, I guess, are still here. But my hardcore day trading days, we always used to look at, how many days to cover and what it's going to bring us and all that stuff. And I just never found as much value at other than just looking at the momentum or how the stock was moving for that day. That in my opinion is much more important than the number. But again, I could be dead wrong on this, and if somebody has a better way to use short interest, I am all ears, because I am definitely don't feel that I'm the be all end all with anything, but especially with short interest.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I was looking at BBBY on Seeking Alpha. I saw an article that actually came out literally 9 minutes ago. Somebody published and said Bed Bath & Beyond massive short squeeze could be coming soon. I think that we could pretty successfully say that it has come. Whether it will continue is a good question. But yeah, they did like a whole business overview. Okay, that's pretty interesting. If people are interested, I can put some like screenshots in the top of the space. I'll put one for BBBY real quick, just so y'all can see what I'm looking at. All right. Okay, what's up, Rocky?
Hey, Wolf. Good morning. How are you doing?
Pretty solid. It's definitely been a eventful morning. What have you been trading?
Yeah, I am actually trading McDonald's. It's near all-time highs, like 270 is all-time high, 268, 270. I'm watching those 265 calls in the money for 250 right now. That's
What? One more time?
the McDonald's call, MCD, 265 calls for this week for 250.
265 calls. You said 265 calls this week?
Yes.
Okay, so a little bit in the money already?
Yes. And
Okay.
I'm watching Waste Management, WM ticker symbol, and that's also at all-time highs right now.
Yep.
I'm watching those 175 calls for $1.85. Sorry, 0.85. It's 0.85 for this week. The only thing worried about this one is like it has not a lot of open interest, and but I feel it can hit 175 and above if it continues.
Okay. WM, that's definitely an interesting one. I did see that they were hitting all-time highs. I think, was that yesterday we were talking about it on Spaces?
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy to see because I've been following this one for a while, and it's just one of those real consistent names. Yeah. WM does look pretty good. And it's also not, I mean, it's extended, but it's not like, it's keeping with the 5-day. It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's moving up slowly. It's a slow mover.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Very interesting. I see those WM 175s at 95 cents. And I see the McDonald 265s at around $2.50.
Yeah. McDonald's has been trying to hit the all-time highs for some time. It's been there.
Yeah. Rocky, which channel do you post your plays into? Which number is it?
Mine is 29, and there's one more 32 where I posted.
Okay. Got it. I see. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So stuff seems to be kind of stalling a little bit in the middle here. We're getting a bit of a bounce. Sim, I know you were eyeing SPY to the downside. Are you waiting on that? What's these requests? Someone said more phase news. Hey, Evan, did you buy back in a phase yet?
No, I didn't. I did look at it this morning. No, I checked last night. I was like, oh, we're back at 10. Okay, we're getting close. And then it's funny. I thought in my head, I'm gonna put out a tweet. I bought one share at this point. I'm back in, but I still think we're if the market turns around, this is the type of stock that can move lower. I love the underlying product. I don't know if it's a good stock to own, but I probably will buy some at some point much lower. But I was surprised to see it back at 11.50 today. I was expecting to see it like 10, 9 handle or something.
Big spender.
What's the market cap? No, yeah, just literally just so I can get the tweet.
Their market cap's $1 billion.
I don't know if I trust that number. Let me check some. But they had $18 million of revenue
Someone
last quarter.
said
So
Base just reported 75% short interest on Bloomberg. Float is still 1.3 million. Who's Lee Trink?
he's their CEO, but I think he's been there for a little. I don't know. But yeah, I had $18 million in revenue last quarter, $1 billion market cap. I don't know if it equates.
Yeah, we just hit high of day on ENVX. Keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
I need a better valuation, but I'll be looking at it. But we can move on.
Let's see what else. Okay. Real quick, just while we have a second, for those that are in the space, hope you've been enjoying. We've already been live since 9:15 a.m. So it's been about an hour and 30, 40 minutes of content. It's been really fun. We've taken like a dozen different trades and everything which way. And speaking of trades, Tesla's roaring to the upside right here. So keep an eye on that. But overall, I want to give a big thank you to the speakers. So we had Sim on. She's been on the whole time. Paper Gains, Rocky, Stock Trader Hub, Stock Market News, all just joined up for this one. And we're excited to have them on for the next hour plus. And then, of course, Seeking Alpha comes on, joins these spaces weekly, gives us a lot of support. I love doing these spaces with Seeking Alpha. Obviously, we have Michael on the Seeking Alpha account giving some great insights, but we also are using the Seeking Alpha tools consistently. I love using them. This was super helpful. Yesterday, we actually did a space, Michael, with a company that was doing their earnings. It was like SGX Blocks or something like that. And I was going to be on the space, and I wanted to kind of learn a little bit more about the company. And all I did was I just went on here and I just put in their ticker, SGBX. And the first thing that came up was just like a full analysis on them. And I thought that was great. I was able to dig in like live on their earnings and just have like all the info I needed. And actually, I went back on today and somebody put on Seeking Alpha. There was the full earnings transcript of the Twitter space. And I actually went on there and found, and I'm pretty sure that like my question got like written up and then posted onto Seeking Alpha the next day. Kind of funny, right, Michael?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. The earning transcripts. A lot of people love them because, first of all, a lot of people don't. They just want to skim, and you can't skim when you have to listen. Right? That's the one downside of listening to the earnings calls. They just want to skim or search with the Control F or whatever they want to do to find certain things. So the transcripts are a big, and I undervalued them when I first started using Seeking Alpha way back before I even started working here. I always used to underestimate them because once again, I just want the bottom line. What do we do? Do we beat? Is it above estimate, below estimate? What are we doing here? But when you dig in a little bit more and you read the transcripts, you can pull those little nuggets out. And look, you're not going to pull them out of every single call. You're not going to be like, oh my goodness, this is the holy grail. Just read every earnings transcript, right? No, that's not how it works. But excuse me. But if you put the time in, and it doesn't take a lot, but if the couple of the stocks that you're interested in, couple companies that you're interested in, if you take the time and you read the transcripts, you could find some pretty good information out that you're not gonna. That either the headlines overlook or whatever it is. So yeah, a lot of people love that feature.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually go in and use that sometimes because like a lot of times on the conference calls, there's a couple companies who do it so that like you can, rewind back from live. But most of the companies, it's just live. If you miss a quote, you're kind of screwed and it just keeps moving on past you. So I really a lot of times will bookmark like a word I know they said there, just go back on Seeking Alpha, look at the transcript. and Control F at later at the night, and just get the quote. So I've actually used that a couple times for that.
I just liked it. I was like, I went on CP Alpha yesterday and did my research, and now I was literally, it's like my quotes and everything are written up on CP Alpha today and posted from our Twitter space. They literally transcribed our Twitter space.
Did they put your name on it too? A lot of times they're going to say like who the analyst is.
Unidentified analyst.
So did I'm sorry to get a little off tangent here. Did Mark, whoever it was, say your
Mark
name when you spoke?
Yeah, so it says Mark Moran, and then it says him saying my name. It says, thank you. Next, we're going to bring up Wolf, and they spelled it WOLFE. And then it says, Wolf, you are up. And then it says unidentified analyst, and then my...
Okay. So he needed to call you... Tell him to call you by your name next time, and you'll be in the transcript.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't care. But I thought it was just kind of cool. Anyways, kind of off tangent, but anyways, the way I was getting with this is, obviously, I think these transcripts are one really cool part of Seeking Alpha. In addition with that, you can get a million plus stock ideas. They've got all different types of analysts. There's quant models built in. And I'd love for my audience to try it. You just heard, like, I'm pretty fascinated. My tab's always open. I also get recaps every morning for what's happening in the market. Super, super helpful. And we were chatting. We basically, Seeking Alpha Premium has been forever, for as long as I've seen, $240 for the year. But for our spaces, they offered a massive discount. So for anyone that's in our space, we've got a link pinned into the top of this space, and it is the biggest discount out there in the world. I believe it's around 60%. It is a $99 code, basically. So for $99, you get the entire year free, but you don't even have to spend that off the bat. You literally can use a 2-week free trial and just try it out for a couple weeks, check out all the tools, see if it fits you well, and if you want to convert, less than $100. That is a very unique code that is built in the top of the space. You're not going to find that elsewhere. So I do recommend just clicking in and seeing what's included with it. There's so many pieces. I mean, there's a reason Seeking Alpha is pretty renowned. With that being said, if you have any questions, just go ahead and shoot me a DM on it. I'm going to post more screenshots of kind of the stuff I'm using, but very cool to see my question yesterday on a live earning space on Twitter Spaces transcribed in there today. All right, let's pull back to the market. We got a little bit of a bounce here. So let's see, where's Tesla at? 917.80, kind of curving back over. Still watching. I mean, a bunch of these crypto plays are just still getting massacred today. I think coin is still down about 7.6%, right around there. It's trading around $85. That is crazy with FaZe. I did not realize that it was down 30-something% in the past week, because you'd think with all these meme stocks pumping, FaZe would be up, but it's actually down, 36%. So pretty crazy move there. All right. Michael, just want to back to you for a second. Curious to get your thoughts here on Tesla, something that we kind of chat about on a week-to-week basis, and made a pretty, I don't know, it's only moved a few percent since last week, but it's still a big month.
So what do you want? Just my opinion on what I feel?
Thoughts on Tesla here in the 900 range.
I mean, look, this is. I'm sorry. Were you talking to me or someone else?
Yeah, no, to you.
Okay, yeah, I keep hearing somebody. I don't know. Look, it's the stock that won't quit. Again, do I feel that Tesla is something that I would want to put my kids' money in? No, I think I should have put my kids' money in it way back when. Anytime in the teens, right, in 17, 18, or 19. But now, look, it's hard to call it in a bear market, even though it's off 20% off its highs. If you scrunch the chart up a bit, or you look at the weekly or the monthly, this looks like it's just pausing for the next move up. The thing is there is a single source of failure with Tesla, no matter what people think, and that's Elon, right? I mean, Elon is there's a lot of key man risk, because if Elon is very volatile, and if something goes wrong there, or he finally pisses off the wrong agency or something, in my opinion, there's a lot of risk with him, because without him at the helm, I think that Tesla is a much different company, and I think it comes back to earth and people realize the valuations on it. I'm not an Elon hater as much as I am a hater of his antics, of the stuff he did, especially around with this whole Twitter, buying Twitter and all this stuff. And let's see what happens in the lawsuit. I think he's gonna have to either buy Twitter or pay a big significant a portion of that. Is that going to affect Tesla stock? I mean, he said he's done selling, but he said that the last time he was selling. Okay, I'm just selling a little bit and then I'm done. And how much is that going to affect the stock? He seems to have his loyal tribe of sycophants. He seems to really be, have a big tribe behind him and love him and love the company, right? And this isn't let's pick on Elon spaces, right? I'm sure there's plenty of spaces with that. But, you asked me more about the company. As far as the technical part of it, it is above its 200-day moving average. It is struggling a little bit with the multi-month highs again. So to me, I want to see it. To me, there's a big candle. If you look at the daily chart, there's a candle from the 26th of April, and that high is 999.41. Let's call it 1,000, okay? So when this crosses up back 1,000, if it gets above it with volume, then that's what I would be more looking at to say, hey, you know what? Tesla has a shot to reclaim its highs up there. But right now, it is over the 200-day moving average. I have a rule that I can't get bearish when we're over the 200, and I can't get bullish when we're under the 200, because there have been studies done, and this goes back decades and decades, that the most money is made when you're above the 200-day on the long side, and the least money is made when you're below the 200-day on the long side, right? So I always use that, and also it's very watched. Right, everybody watches it. Institutions, individual investors, everybody knows where the 200-day moving average. I told the story yesterday on my webinar, and I'll tell it again. I met John Murphy at an online trading expo in 1999. Murphy wrote the book Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets or something. You can look him up. He's really famous. Great book, etc. Great way to get started if you want to learn charting. Anyway, he told me that when he used to go on CNBC, Joe Kernan used to murder him, like just, you with your stupid charts and this and that doesn't work, and what are you doing? And like he would just rag him nonstop. And a week after that expo, and Murphy told me that story, I'm watching CNBC, and Joe Kernan's like, well, AOL is about to test its 200-day moving average. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So even the people that hate technical analysis and charts, they still talk about the 200-day moving average. So in my opinion, it's something that needs to be watched, right? And by everybody. And I don't think it's magic. I don't think, but it definitely has to be watched, and it has to be referenced, just like previous highs and lows need to be watched all the time, right? Today was a perfect example of that with that Tesla short. Once it broke that multi-month high, and then it came back down below it, that was a great opportunity for you guys to grab your puts, and you did. So anyway, overall, I don't think Tesla is the worst looking stock here. I think it has valuation issues. I don't know if it can continue to grow as much as it can, but my biggest concern is the key man risk being, it's all about Elon, right? It's definitely not about how many cars they manufacture. It's definitely not about the big vision of electric vehicles. I mean, we got a long way to go. Gav, you'll probably see it because you're young, so you'll probably see it. I'm 53 years old. I'm not going to see a world where it's all electric. I'm not going to be alive for it, right? Because I don't think I'm living till I think it's 50 years minimum, right? So I don't think that vision is coming to pass so soon. So again, that's my overall feeling on Tesla. Most of it, except for the technical side, is opinion, right? The technical side is fact. It is above the 200-day moving average. That's unarguable. But all the other stuff about the key man risk, and I don't think Tesla is anywhere near what it is without Elon, all that, that's just my opinion. It doesn't represent the opinions of Seeking Alpha. I just have to give that disclaimer. That's just my personal opinion, etc. So I hope I answered your question. I know I went off a little bit, but I kind of stayed on the rails. I just kind of I put my arms outside the roller coaster a little bit, but overall I stayed on the rails.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, I think it makes sense that a lot of it revolves around Elon. He certainly is the key man in that situation. I do think that the fundamentals have some effect on how many cars they put out and some other pieces. I think people pay attention, but ultimately all roads do lead back to Elon.
I mean, is the next person going to come out and start making? Look, A great example to compare Tesla to is Apple. And I'm not talking about the business model or the market share, anything like that. But, Jobs was a genius, great, whatever. I'm not knocking Steve Jobs, right? But I'm saying, he was the mouthpiece. He did the talking. He did the big visions. He did all that. And now you have, Cook in there who, I'm sorry, anybody would be out of their mind to believe that he is not one of, if not the best CEO on the planet right now, right? But he's a very good CEO. It's very tough to argue that he's not, right? But he doesn't have the hubris, that Jobs had, right? And Jobs is nowhere near the P.T. Barnum that Musk is, right? So Jobs was nowhere. Sorry, he's passed away. Jobs was nowhere near the P.T. Barnum that Musk was, right? So is the next person, if Musk, something happened to Musk, I'm not wishing death on him or anything. I'm just saying if he was forced out of the spotlight by some reason, which, by the way, that's the biggest risk to him, is some agency comes in and goes, enough, that's the end. If you do this again, we're going to take the company, we're going to do something, you're done, right? So, but anyway, if he's out of the spotlight for some reason, and he's not allowed to be, is somebody else going to come in and be, as rambunctious as him? The stuff he said. I mean, look, I talked to my buddy who I started trading with back in 1998, and we talked about him all the time. And we say things like, if Musk and Kathy Wood were around in 99 and 2000, they'd be doing the perp walk now, making statements like they made, right? Like Musk coming out saying he has somebody to take the company private, and Kathy Wood saying we expect 50% returns over the next 5 years, whatever it is. They'd be doing the perp walk. They wouldn't be allowed to get away with this stuff. So my question is the next person after Elon, is maybe he's worse, maybe he's more, I doubt it though. I don't think you could get any more flamboyant or more P.T. Barnum-ish than Elon. That's my opinion. Again, it's not a knock on him. I credit him for having the chutzpah, right? I guess is the right word to be the way he is. But so anyway, that's where I stand on that. So sorry about that, but to reiterate.
Yeah, all good. I think a lot of that makes sense, and certainly there is concern around, if Elon got removed. I think he's worked very hard to put himself in a position where it's very difficult to do that for the company with, an understanding that it would probably put them under. All right, Paper Games, I think I saw your hand up.
Yeah, I did. Well, trade kind of went while I was jumping in here, but so I was looking at Pfizer and Merck were two actually charts I've been watching for a little bit. Pfizer had a nice little pullback. I was looking, it just bounced off 49.16. I'm currently in the 50 calls for this week. It's a little bit higher now than my entry, but still okay. So anything, if this guy goes over 49.75 for me, then it's go for takeoff in the short term. Looks like Apple's kind of basing, and we might be flipping on this market here in general too.
Yeah, speaking of Apple exclusive, wanted me to mention that those Apple calls, for anyone who took them, they're up about 17.5-20%, right around there for anyone that got in. So just mentioning that. Also, shout out again to Vegas for BBBY. We're probably going to do a little power hour action and talk more about BBBY and just what's going on here, because it's a pretty crazy short squeeze that we're seeing here. Okay, we can. I see some claps in the audience. Yep. Claps for Vegas for sure. She did talk about that on our space last night. So that play came around. All right, Evan, I don't think we've really, I know you poked in with some pieces of news. Do you want to take a couple minutes here and just give maybe more updated news stories of the day?
Yeah, sure. I'll come through on some of the stuff that I've seen since. So, next two stories aren't going to really move stocks, but more general markets. The U.S. Department of Education announced today it will be canceling the student loans for 208,000 borrowers who attended ITT Technical Institute. The relief total is $3.9 billion, according to CNBC. There's a little bit of a deeper story with it. Like, I think this college is shut down now, and they were saying in the report that like they were misleading the people who took the student debt. So I don't know. We'll see past that. But I posted a link to the story as well if you want to see that. And then Germany, they plan to postpone the closure of their last 3 nuclear power plants. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. I know nuclear and everything energy has been getting a lot of attention, especially in Europe recently. So I think that's a pretty big story that came out as well. There was a little thing I thought was kind of funny that Amazon filed yesterday. They're accusing the FTC of harassing Jeff Bezos in a burdensome probe, was the quote out of Amazon. I thought that was a little interesting as well. We had again, I don't know how good of an asset or resource this is, maybe a little more empirical, but the stock market fear and greed index ticked up into greed for the first time for a little bit, but we were definitely in neutral for the last little bit in fear and extreme fear earlier in the year, May and June, and we've ticked up pretty quickly, but yeah, did move up into greed. I mentioned this a little earlier. There was a Coinbase story that they're planning to pause Ethereum deposits withdrawals during the merge, which is expected to happen on September 15th. And I think that's pretty decent coverage. I'm looking back a little bit more to this morning. We talked about the supersonic jets American Airlines is ordering. They already paid for 20 of them, so it looks like they're going to be getting them. Amazon and Nielsen reached a 3-year deal to have Nielsen cover Thursday Night Football with their ratings and kind of tell them how it's going to go. We had Home Depot, Walmart, and Sea Limited earnings this morning. I don't want to dump you guys with all numbers, but Home Depot beat both top and bottom line. Walmart beat both top and bottom line. And Sea Limited came in and beat on EPS and then missed on revenue. And I will leave this here and throw it back to you after this. Well, this isn't breaking news at all, but Boeing, they moved their headquarters a couple months ago at this point from Chicago to Arlington, Virginia, Washington, D.C., really. And I saw a video or I saw something today. I had no idea. Their headquarters is now literally across the street from the Pentagon. I thought that was smart, hilarious, but they took moving to DC very seriously and literally have the land right across the street from the Pentagon. So not going to move a stock, something some of you already knew, but this is the first time I saw that and I thought it was interesting.
Very nice. Okay. Some interesting pieces and tidbits there to accentuate your morning news. Good stuff. All right. These squeezes are still going. I don't know if anybody's watching Blue Apron. This is, Evan, you remember we talked about this yesterday morning?
Yeah. What's up with that?
It's up 22.5% today. And moving. Yeah, this thing is squeezing pretty hard. So right now, that just came up on my scanner. Blue Apron, new high on significant volume. And this is not rare. We're having a bunch of these. GLBE as well. I think this is one people might be more familiar with globally online. Talked about it before. GLBE up 28.2% today. This thing, what are all these squeezes just across the board? Is this just like, gosh, it can't be retail pushing this many, it feels like, even though I guess with some of these smaller market caps, but I mean, globally still $5.5 billion market cap. So something's got to be going on here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the dull days of summer. There's not much on the calendar. I mean, you got FOMC minutes tomorrow, but so what? What are they going to say? It was a unanimous decision. We already know that. And we're going to be data dependent and blah, blah, inflation. I think they're going to take a small victory lap that they've quelled the demand side of inflation. It's what's going on, right? There's retail earnings, but, there's nothing around and people are still looking to, they got to still try to make alpha here, right? And it could be the end of this bounce. We don't know if it's the absolute end and we're going to crash and go back to lows. That's not what I mean, but maybe it's a short-term, wave one top or whatever the Elliott wave folks call it. And, people are still looking to milk that last bit of alpha out. So that's what tends to happen, right? Especially, once the Russell is leading the majors, right? The Russell crossed above its 200-day and it's actually starting acting okay. So, I mean, that's what I'm seeing it as. And I could be wrong on that too, right? That's just my conjecture here, but that's what I'm looking at as far as why we're getting these squeezes, right? They're looking to do something here. They're looking to put the money somewhere, and it's too late to get into the bigger indexes. They're already, they missed that boat by not catching it in June or July, right? So that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, totally could be people just needing a place to put money. Some of these are working better than others, I will say, because I know people like one of the plays that I thought was interesting going to this week was Birds, the scooters, beaten down stock, 99% down. I think had earnings this week, and then now they're down like 17% today. So it's clearly not working with everything. Let's see. Flywire. Someone just commented that Flywire. I've been keeping my eye on them. Ooh, we're making some moves here on ENVX. Been talking about this one all morning. We're up about 30% now today. So I guess you could start trimming here, but with the way that these squeezes are going and this thing being only up 3% on the day as a stock, I might just wait.
Got a possible triple top here on the S&P too. I mean, it's still not doing much overall. The futures are down like 1.5 or something, but we had a nice squeeze off those lows, nearly 20 points. And it looks like the Nasdaq's still lagging pretty much, but the S&P could try to break.
Triple top on a daily time frame?
No. It's just the short term. I'm talking short term, 1 minute. 1 minute time frame.
1 minute.
Yeah, one. Well, no, I mean, well, whatever, 5 minute, whatever you want to call. I mean, intraday.
Yeah, I hear.
We're at like high of the day, so yeah. It could standard small retracement, but if it's a higher low, we're above session point of control at least for sure. So,
yeah.
As long
Nasdaq
as it's like 28 on SPY is what I have.
Yeah, higher day is on the futures, right? Is 97.75, right? 98. And then the Nasdaq, you got to watch, and this is the futures. I'm just quoting your futures here. 29.75. So if 629.75, sorry. So if 629.75 gives, that is we're back inside the opening range. So you can see the S&P now just broke that triple top here. So see how far it has to run here, but definitely a nice red to green move here. Nasdaq's still lagging, but if it catches up, just hold on to your hats here. See what it can do.
Yeah, we're definitely moving the upside a little bit here. Nice, very nice.
Yeah, and I know somebody, I think when I mentioned the 1 minute, it kind of put a few of you back on your heels. But I'm just looking at that short of a time frame. I actually sometimes look at the 30-second time frame too when it comes to the futures.
Dude, I am actually right there with you. I live on a one.
Yeah.
And legitimately have 30 seconds as a saved time frame for day trading. But,
yeah, that's why, right? But I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to look at the 5, you want to look at what it's still the same. It was still the same triple top, and and I'm talking about using the pre-market high up at whatever that was. Let's see what time it is at 8:15. Also as the first peak, and then the second peak came in at 9:35, and then now we just broke. So. But the Nasdaq right now, we want to really, really watch this, what it does at the opening range. I expect it to hold the opening range the first time, but if it coils up and breaks through off the top, Nasdaq futures could go to new highs too, and Nasdaq futures could go to green on the day as well, which means the Qs would be there as well. So again, the buyers are not giving up so quickly here.
If anyone wants a risky scalp here, I wouldn't take options, just commons. Blue Apron's still really pumping hard. It's at high of day. The volume's insane on this thing. I'm assuming it's pretty heavily shorted as well, just by the way that it's running. Let me take a look. Yeah, the short flow is 56.5%. So if you're interested with Blue Apron, I think that there's a play. I would set a stop at $5.55. So your downside here is basically just going to be around 25 cents per share that you have, and I kind of like the upside here. It's up around 26% on the day, but I think that this is something where you could just set that high stop, have some confidence. If you have to get out, you can get out, and if not, you can just kind of sit around in it for a little. But look who's joining us, some more friends. What's going on, Danny?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody's morning been so far?
Been pretty crazy, not gonna lie. Stuff is just like flying.
Anybody talking about HD this morning? Big breakout.
Yeah, so we briefly touched on the open on HD, Target, Costco, Home Depot, Home Depot's HD, Walmart. I think we were just looking at all the sympathies. We scalped Amazon right off the open, but I didn't see HD.
Nice.
This is an now 4%. Yeah, I saw it when it was up about 1%. Are you in it?
No, I didn't take it personally. We had it called out in the room, but yeah, it's a nice trade. So I watch HD periodically, and it has been on my radar this week because of earnings, but does look pretty good here.
Yeah, we mostly been just looking at all these short squeezes that are just firing right now. I'm in one. I'm watching, and then I've got puts on HUT. We were talking a lot of Tesla earlier, although the contracts have really stalled because it's just it's just doing this middle ground stuff. So I guess you could have gotten calls at the bottom, but very hard to time those. And then,
Well,
yeah,
it's funny that you say that because it came almost damn near perfect to that 200 SMA back test, and I had a fib level at 910. So I did take a scalp on that. I just got out right over 920, but I think back through 930, I think that could be pretty interesting. I mean, I did play it this morning. I got stopped out of most of it because it dropped below low a day. But yeah, I mean, it gave a lot back. I thought it was going to come down all the way to 900, but it did hit that 200 SMA and then that fib level at 910 and bounced. So really interesting price action today. But something I just wanted to make mention of is seeing a bigger rotation into energy today. BTU, AR, UNG, NFE. They've given away not most, but some of their gains from this morning. But just wanted to highlight that we're just seeing a little bit of that rotation here.
nice. Yeah, I think that's some good points. Also, I don't know if you're looking at Tesla in the 5 minute, but the 200 on the 5 minute's been a real nice indicator as well. You could see where it breaks it. That was the point where I started looking at puts, and then now it's coming back up. And if it breaks back above, I think that's a pretty good signal right there. If it does get through, so some good stuff to look at. And then the other thing is, I see the DMs, I see the comments, I see GBOX. It's up 70% today. I'm not interested in it at this point. It's up 100% in 48 hours. I'm just waiting on it. What's up, Rocky?
Yeah, I was giving an update on the McDonald's calls. They are up from 250 to 290 right now. So if anyone should take some profits, they can over here. It just broke 267. So just giving an update on that one.
Okay, for McDonald's. Yeah, nice. Oh, yeah, it's a nice 20% move. That was quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess the staple stocks are moving because I highlighted Pepsi this morning. Pepsi's been it broke out I guess a few weeks ago and back tested the breakout and has been bouncing the last week and a half.
That is too
That
funny. I
ticker's
was actually
PEP.
just looking at Procter too. Some of these are not a typical traders, but when they move, it's like they have these sustained moves, and you get this pretty nice IV pop throughout a day as long as it can hold the trajectory. So yeah, Danny's on that for sure.
Sounds
Another
good.
stock that I've been watching, I don't know if anybody watches this, AEP. This is American Electric Power Company. They're coming up to their April highs. Their April high was just at around 105, and we're breaking above those highs today. So this was something that I highlighted last week because it's been on a nice tear since earnings back in late July. But it's starting to break out on a relative basis here. So just watch where we close here on AEP.
Okay, watching AEP. Still just looking. Oh my God, BBBY. This thing ain't stopping. I just saw Vegas popped in here for a second. I wonder if she's gonna come up on stage. She just DM'd me, Danny. She said, "Can we?" She was like, "Can we end the weekly stock picking here?"
I'm assuming she picked BBBY last night.
She did, and it's up 64%. And my most annoying thing is this morning, the first thing I looked at with exclusive, we were live trading, I go, oh, BBBY, it's only up 1%. And I go, okay, let's look elsewhere for a second. Because I was like, if it's up like 5% off the bat, like maybe we'll hop in. And now, of course, it's up 68%. This is crazy. This thing's last 10 minutes up 25%.
That is insane.
What is the IV on the contracts now?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Let's take a
It's
look.
probably like 400, 500.
Yeah, the $30 contracts have 580%
Jeez.
IV.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's still moving 600% almost.
Yeah, I mean, it has a big magnet, that big ugly red candle from March 7th. The high of that is 30.06. I think it probably hit it. I wonder if it hits it before lunch, but it'll probably hit it today sometime. So, yeah, this thing is, what a monster this is. I love the store. I don't know if I love the company, but I definitely love the store.
Yeah, this is pretty funny. I mean, definitely not the first time that it's happened. And it's still going. 73% now. So those 30s, I mean, the thing is, they're still moving. Even with high IV, like, I mean, these contracts are not getting chewed up during this move.
No, yeah, IV is actually going to be expanding while it's in motion. It's like the second it stalls, then yeah, but as long as it's
in motion,
yeah, it won't actually get really crushed unless it comes back under 19.
Holy crap!
Did it just stall? Did it just halt?
What the? I think
they halted it.
Yeah, they halted
it.
I think my brokerage is broken because the contracts just went up 100% while I was looking at my screen.
No, you know what happened is, as soon as I said it would get to 30, they said, well, we're going to halt it to make Mike look stupid. And thank you very much. I appreciate you, Exchange, for halting it. It was headed to that 30 number, so I guess they didn't want me to be the make a good call here.
Pretty good. We should take that. From 450 or whatever.
I had to change the title of the space. I think it's a little bit more apt for what's going on right now. Jesus.
What about changing it to MOAS?
Go for it. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they halted it because I see it ain't moving, but it doesn't say halt on my end.
So I picked up Express at like $2 the other day when I saw like some of this because it was like the one that hadn't moved, and that's moving now, actively.
Express.
EXPR, yeah, it's like an old one, like the squeezy one.
Yeah, maybe I might grab some shares.
Yeah, no options for sure. First of all, like most of these moves will happen after hours. Options won't trade after hours, so I'll get stuck in that. And yeah, IV, while it's in an active move, sure, fine. But these are ones like you can't do spreads. There's really not any hedging. The only thing you could potentially do is ratios, like back spreads, 1x2 back. Anyways, but yeah, it's shares are the way.
Yeah, party city squeezing. I'm not kidding.
Is Revlon moving? You remember that one?
Oh yeah. Well, I was watching Revlon yesterday. I remember it.
Ooh, SPY's breaking this level, Michael. So what he was talking about earlier. It's a super critical level. That's 429. I had 435 the upside for the week on SPY, and we're heading into the actual 200 moving day average for the daily time frame is like 431.76.
That's hilarious. You ask, is Revlon, and it literally is the next thing that comes up on my scanner.
There you go.
A second later after you asked.
Yeah, they'll be rotating, so they can't play with Bed Bath & Beyond anymore.
If you want to do research into your short squeezes before you go ahead and take them, if you're in our space, you're interested, and you want to see things like short float, and you want to see other data, and you want to see people's thoughts on this, because people are writing articles about this while we speak, check the link that's at the top of the space. Literally, what did we say?
That was the old one.
We were talking Bed Bath & Beyond, 10:37 a.m. today, an hour ago on Seeking Alpha, posted Bed Bath & Beyond, massive short squeeze could be coming soon. I read that live 10 minutes after posted. If you got in, you're up about 30-40% from there. So again, we have a completely free trial to Seeking Alpha and the best deal in the world pinned in the top of this space. $99 for the whole year. If you want to check out things like Short Float, Author Insights, and more. I mean, this thing is just mooning right now.
Yeah,
So,
earnings revision. I mean, and I know I sound like a salesman here, but there's a 2-week free trial, folks. So you got no risk. If you sign up, you think, you know what, this isn't for me, you just cancel. You don't get charged. So, I mean, I guess I'm hard selling, but it's free. So I don't know what to tell you.
All the upside, none of the risk. All right, what else is coming across my scanner here? Looking at some high short floats. So obviously BBBY leading short floats. APRN is second right now, that from what I can see. Rev is third. Vero is fourth.
What's cost? Yeah, KOSS.
Yeah,
You remember that one?
KOS? Yeah, cost.
KOSS.
I remember this. Gosh,
Yeah.
don't tell me that Naked is squeezing as well. Let me take a look. Do you remember that one? NKD?
Yeah.
Was wait, what? Why can't
we all have to pull out the old Rolodexes, but for sure,
Did they
like
ticker?
we have our staples.
Wait, did they change the ticker for Naked? I can't find it anymore.
NKD? No.
It doesn't. No,
AK.
it must have changed it.
Don't have it. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I remember. No, I remember these times. This is when I was trading the Chamath SPACs.
Yep.
This is good times. Okay, let's see. BIG.
It looks
this was yesterday.
Naked Brands
Yeah.
and a new beginning as CENN stock. So it looks like CENN is what Naked was in AKD. Electric
BBBY
Group
is
Limited.
open again.
What?
Yeah, CNN is an EV group. Naked was
maybe,
clothing, weren't they?
Maybe they completely pivoted. I literally read the first one, an article from NASDAQ.
Anybody who wants to take a look, you can take a look at Big Lots. I think Big Lots looks like a optimal short squeeze right now. It's up about 3%. Just started moving to the upside. It is definitely one of these names. It's got a lot of short float around it. It's got okay volume. Options volume percentage today is, I mean, it's not BBBY, which has 602%, but it's still pretty good. It's at like 38%. Ooh. SKY.
BlackBerry and Nokia, they're seeing a spike too.
All right.
GameStop just got halted.
Stop it. Oh my God.
Wait, what's GameStop up?
That was a massive candle. I mean, these 215s.
Wow.
I mean, it just went from 40 to 45. It's not. Why would that halt them?
GME's halted? Huh.
Yeah, GameStop's halted, but Bed Bath & Beyond's back open.
Right.
Did it like drop?
Yeah, but that was only like a 12% move on
barely
GameStop.
anything.
Wow. Strength here on BBBY. Holding 70. BBBY.
Can you see what they did on GameStop? Like, why would they halt that?
BBBY has had 615% of its usual option volume or traded. Like, it's basically 6x today. But SKYT is even more. What the hell is PLCE? Let's look.
Isn't that Children's Place? Maybe not.
Yo, Revlon's running.
What is it with the retail stores? I mean, it's so crazy. Like I just find it really funny that it's these types of stores that they're pumping. You know,
You got a anti-establishment, Danny. Come on. I don't know. Yeah, that is Children's Place. I'd actually never seen it before. The only reason I brought it up is the option volume is insanity right now, Michael. It is almost 2,000%. The usual options volume right here on Children's Place. It's up only 9% on the day, actually forming a little cup and handle here on the daily.
getting an outside 5 minute here on Bed Bath & Beyond, so could be the end of this run here.
Children's Place also halted.
Is it?
Yep.
Makes sense. If you get this options volume coming in, you're probably gonna have to halt. All right.
Wow.
If you're in the audience, please check out ENVX for me. looking for this one to be the next one to halt to the upside. So we're on our way. Contracts are up 38% today. Jesus. Bar chart, you should come up here. I see you in the audience. I feel like you probably have some thoughts on this whole ecosystem
There you go.
going on. Let's see Veru. Veru up 16.5% today. Damn, those calls, that exclusive called out on Veru earlier, are up 86% right now. Wow. Money, money, money. Let's see. What's ASO? Also, to everybody, I'm really just searching for massive volume and high of day, to be honest. And that's how I'm finding most of these names. If you want to see what I'm watching, link's pinned in the top of the space. Let's look at stocks that are surging again. So how much stuff is halted right now? Oh, here comes BBBY.
GameStop still halted.
Danny, there's your drop.
Yep, that outside bar. So maybe we'll get a retracement down to that 21 EMA at $20 here.
APRN too. INFI still running, looks like. Yeah, INFI kind of looks like the next one of these. Sorry, I want to apologize to the audience if you don't like small caps. Obviously, like 90% of these short squeezes are small caps. Just cover your ears if you don't like them, you know.
The GameStop's back open.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Exxon instead. Come on, man, this is where it's happening.
Yeah.
Everybody should love the small caps today.
Yeah, I'm just saying. We're also like, I'm not advising anybody buys any of these for long term. Like these are 5 minutes. Yeah, these are maybe 1 to 5 minute holds, ideally. Let's see, IonQ.
But this kind of froth, right? You got to just pay attention because this kind of froth is what ends these kind of moves. So again, I'm not saying, oh, that's it, the high's in today. Who knows? But this is what you see at the end, right? You see the frothy stuff.
Yeah, we're getting the rundown here. Yeah, GME's fallen pretty hard here, I think. Yeah. It's not... Oh, okay. Yeah, they unhalted.
I mean, GME could bounce right here on this 42. If it does, that's when you would start to get that IV pop. But yeah, the rest of them are just coming back down. Like that should be your IV. Gonna start bleeding off on Bed Bath & Beyond. Revolve or Revlon would have had a massive IV suck just now, breaking under the 10.
Is Revlon? Yeah, see.
HD still moving here. Now at 329.04. Just hitting a new high a day.
Nice.
That's a real stock.
Oh, they had pretty good earnings, right?
Yeah. How's Lowe's doing? You may check that for like your pairs trade. They report usually right after now.
Yeah, Lowe's is moving as well. It looks like Lowe's is reporting tonight. So
tonight.
Another stock watching is Viru is going up too.
Oh yeah. Viru's been killing it.
Up 17%. It's having a very nice trend on the 5 minutes.
Are you getting in?
Not right now. It's already moved up. I would wait for a pullback.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that Exclusive called out this morning, about 10 minutes after the open. So he nailed that one, I will say.
One more stock is Fubo is moving up. It broke 5 after much resistance. It's a penny stock though.
Yeah, I kind of hate Fubo, but it is doing it. God, this stock's trading at under $1 billion market cap. Holy crap! Oh, the mighty have fallen. Yeah, there's a lot of shit up, like 18 to 20% today. And here we come. We're getting the next push right here. All right. I'll read out some of these. GRTS, Gritstone. If anyone wants to take a look. GRTS up 32%. Running. I'm getting pinged on that one now. NVTS as well. NVTS. Navitas Semiconductors. It's up 23% on the day. About the same size as Fubo. Man, that is a week. That's the thing. Some of these, it's like, it's really not just today. It's not 20% day. Like, a lot of these are up 60 to 100% on the week.
GME getting another push to the upside.
I think I might start scalping a bit more right here. Not on GME. I ain't touching GME.
It's breaking highs.
Wonder why nobody.
If you were to do one, GME would actually look like it's getting that first push of volatility increase right now.
I haven't traded GME in a long time.
I wonder why nobody's
45.
nobody's in AMC here. I don't mean on this Spaces. I mean overall. I wonder why they're not flying into AMC. That's one of the meme stocks, isn't it?
Yeah, doing the ape split. That's coming soon. No, I think Monday, Friday was the last
Friday.
day.
I think 8/19. So
Friday.
I think that's Friday.
Yep.
I wonder why they're not flying into that one.
It's a good question. Oh my gosh.
Well, BBBY, whatever it is, triple BY is back halted. Oh no, I thought it was halted for a second. I guess not.
Take a look. Oh, it's it's unhalted. It's just kind of basing here. Imagine if it closed red today.
Be a big investigation if that happened.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd go far.
Wow. Who'd have thunk it? I'd be talking about these meme stocks.
Yeah. Advanced Auto Parts is not having like a crazy day, but if anyone doesn't want to play small caps, more like a mid cap that's having like a pretty nice day, pretty nice week. AAP. I'm getting a lot of feedback through your mic, Michael.
Apologies.
No worries. All right, let's see. Everybody, we're doing another. We're actually doing a bunch more stock trading. We're going to take a bunch more tickers as well. If you're in here and you have tickers you want charted, stick around 15 minutes. We're going to start doing ticker charting. So I'm going to post, just have a place for people to submit tickers. We can chart them on the daily, the 5-minute, whatever you like. We're happy to kind of dive into it. GRTS still going here, really nice. Another 4 or 5% right there. That's Gritstone. It's biotech. It's just getting the push right here. Ooh, wow. Skywater Technology. SkyT still going as well. Now up 45%. Called that one out at around 35. I will say though, it's cool to look at a bunch of these, but I would just be careful the ones that you enter. And if you're going to enter something, I recommend not taking options. I recommend just rolling with the commons, and then I also recommend just setting a stop as soon as you get in. Last thing you need is to get gap down on, and just have to completely be worrying and waiting for somebody to come back up. All right. Someone said cost daily ticker. Yes. Yeah, we're happy to do cost. Yeah, you can start commenting stuff now, I guess, if you want me to do it. We're going to chart in like 15 minutes. Oh, is Kodak making the move? I just got DM'd.
Oh, that's Story Trading's Kodak, right?
It's starting. It's up 2.5%. But it's having a great week, like 13% week, 37% month. But yeah, Story Trading did pick Kodak as his play of the week.
So it looks like BBBY trying to bounce here. It's back through that 5 EMA here on the 5-minute.
Let's see. BBBY. What a month. 400% for BBBY. Yeah, it's coming back. Interesting. Fubo's got really high short float as well. By the way, I think that was Paper Gains who mentioned it.
I did.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah, Rocky. Very, very high short float there, too. Oh, also, I would just denote there's some of these that have earnings today. I didn't even realize Skywater Technologies. I guess they reported earnings yesterday. There's some earnings on some of these small caps this week that are pumping. So just keep an eye on that, too. Let's go ENVX. We're rolling. It's a slow grind on here. Okay. We're about 50% now on ENVX if you've been with me since the open when I mentioned it. So feel free to take some off the table here. Again, it's a very small position for me, so that's why I'm just still riding. And also, it's very just dangerous to be in calls with these things because the premium is definitely over 100% on these. Or not premium, IV. IV's 122%. What else are we looking at? Stock Trader Hub.
LMT.
To the upside?
Yeah, it's breaking out. I posted swing plays on Twitter. My target is 445 to 450 on those. I'm holding next week expiration calls, and Tesla's back up. It's back to green. It looks strong again. It needs to get above 930, 933 though.
Wow.
And SPY it's approaching 430. Yeah.
Should have had all my calls this morning now.
Yeah.
Never know.
Should have my SPY calls. Thanks, SPY. Wonderful. God damn it.
NASDAQ testing the highs here. Just broke out of the opening range. Should get through it here.
Fucking SPY.
Guys leading today. It's leading all three indices.
I hate that.
Yeah, HD continuing to grind up. I've got 331 as my target to the upside here.
I took those SPY calls at 130, got stopped out at $1. Now they're at 160. Crap.
Dude, I had SPX 42 something. I'm right there with you, man.
Those Veru calls are up 135% now. If you're still in. Exclusive is.
Teams are pushing, man.
Oh, there he is.
Wow. BBBY going back for the highs here. Wow.
Yeah,
65%.
Don't have any
can break that
regrets.
45. It's gonna be nutty. GME trying to. If it breaks up 45, like it wants something. I have no idea why they halted it though. That was super weird.
I mean, it was a quick move, and a lot of stuff was getting halted. They don't really have to give rhyme or reason behind it, though.
Yeah.
For the good of the American people.
No, the first circuit breaker is out like 7% or something like that. 10, or I don't know what it is, but
That's
yeah.
For the stock market as a whole, not for individual stocks.
No, I think it is for individual stocks.
No, there's not an automatic halt at 7% on individual
Like
stocks.
7 or 10% is a small move or something. What's the move? There's NASDAQ halts, yeah. Exchange halts.
The index has a breaker built in, not individual stocks.
Yeah, if it was individual stocks, it would have been halted a long time ago. It's
Yeah.
up 60-something%.
Yeah. Wow, what a move back here on Carvana. It was up 6% pre-market, was down 4% at 11, and is now back up 3.5%. This is crazy. All right, let's see. So watching Veru, watching Walmart still. Those Apple calls from earlier, I think, went nicely into the money too. Yeah, they're up about 20%. Still watching the same ones. Express is now coming across my radar too. Is that popping back up again?
Yeah, I mean it's towards the highs of the day so far. It hasn't really pulled back much.
Oh, it hasn't really pulled back. Yeah. Okay. Just came across again. Probably means it got a volume push. What's
searching
Mogo?
for the ones that haven't gone yet.
Have y'all looked at MOGO at all? Mogo? Never heard of this company. They're starting a little push.
No, but SPY is looking like it wants another leg up, but
Nice. Yeah, we're still going to do another 10 minutes again, just for the audience as a reminder. We're going to do 10 more minutes on just like general trading, stock picking, stuff like that. Usually around 12, some of this stuff calms down. So we'll take that hour with Danny and then Ben, who's going to join, and Dan Ushman, who's the CEO of TrendSpider, is going to join. And we're just going to chart for like an hour. We're going to take tickers from the crowd. We can chart a bunch of these squeezes. We can try at least. So just something to look forward to there. Yeah.
By the way, you should look into it. Individual stocks do have circuit breakers.
At 7.5%?
I didn't say it. I think it's some are saying 5%, some are saying 10%, and it's within a 5-minute period.
Okay. Within a 5-minute period. That changes the game a little bit, because for the stock market, it doesn't. I don't believe it has to be within a certain time period. I mean, a day, but I remember when the stock market got halted. That was pretty wild. Do you remember that day, Evan? Were you working as a financial advisor?
multiple days.
Yeah, I remember one of them.
It was March of 2020. I was working in the private markets, but it was still interesting to see what the public markets were doing. Good old PE. All right. SHCR, Sharecare. Yeah, basically everything's just making like moves right now. But I think Home Depot is a really nice one to watch. Like Danny pointed out, Home Depot is getting a lot of volume. It's, a large cap. It's coming off good earnings. So these are the type of names that might push, more than just today, right? Like you get a 5.5% day today, which is great for Home Depot. But you could see a continuation, I think, coming out of there through the rest of the week, because it's not up 100% on the week already. So there's some good pieces to kind of keep an eye on there. And then outside of that, I'm looking for CLH to make the move back up today. It's down about 5%. It's actually kind of lagging the market, but I don't mind it because it came back to the 21 day, which I've kind of been saying it's going to come back to for a little bit. And I would love to see the bounce off of, well, I mean, we did kind of bounce, but to really hold like 93, 94 area would be nice. Wow. BBBY all the way back up now. Is it back at 75%? Yep. New high today. Almost.
Going for that $30 before lunch that I called. Let's see if it makes it.
That'd be insane. Let's see what those $30 calls are at. Yeah, they're stagnant now. They're just sitting around $5.50. 620% IV. That is a big move on Home Depot. Danny, how many times do you think Home Depot's moved more than 5% in a day?
Not that much. That's definitely a big move. Contracts from this morning, those 330s, I think they're up over 100% now.
Yeah, look at Spider.
I think
Spider just got a volume bar too.
I think I'm just gonna have to dedicate a BBBY tab for the day. I'm just keeping one open.
Just seeing SPY breaking 430 level.
Yeah, we're heading into the 200. It looks like it just wants to rocket right towards it.
Okay, we're not at the 200 quite yet.
No, you have a couple more points. So, but that's
It's
well
headed
within
there.
range.
Yep, and the Nasdaq should be green before lunch. The Qs broke the opening range, and that was it. Let's see what it keeps doing here.
Yeah.
432 is like the real pivot point for me because that's also where your trend
Yep.
line comes through.
Yeah, I think 618 from the highs to the lows is 434.50. 65 if you use that is 438.64. But yeah, that 200-day. Once we get there, I got. It's just gonna. I'd expect chop for the most part.
Well, it's fun. It's funny. It's funny you say 434.50 because 434.60 is 20% off the lows on the SPY, which would officially put it into a new bull market, which remains to be seen. But so that's a real. And you were saying the 434.50 was the 62%, the 61.8% or something.
618.
Yeah, so that's a nice zone.
Almost exactly. What you're talking about.
That's a great zone then, right? We got 20% off the lows. We got the 62%, 61.8, whatever it is. And we got the 200-day. It'll be above the 200-day if it gets there. But, yeah, wow. This is just
pumping.
It's like my worst nightmare. I sell SPY calls at a loss.
Well, the worst part is like when you sit here and you watch it the entire time and you're like, man, I should have held those, but like you could have bought them probably like 5 times over and you didn't, and you're just watching them go.
They're up like 100% from where I sold.
Yeah, but they're still up 50% from when we realized. That's the worst part.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of getting back in and chasing though. There's nothing worse than losing on a trade except getting back in and losing twice on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You got it, man. You got it. And it's amazing you said that, Wolf, because I know you're relatively on the younger side, but that's basically what a 100-year industry veteran would say. So that is absolutely true.
It's like that movie Interstellar. I don't know if you've seen that scene where they're like, 10 years for them is a day for us. It's like on Twitter Spaces. It's like 10, a day of Twitter Spaces, 10 years.
Yeah, dog years, right?
Yeah, dog years. You get aged on here. It's fun, though. It's fun.
But listen, man, regret is a waste of spirit. Don't regret anything. There's so many more trades to take ahead of you. And the famous saying, which I love saying every day, is when I mess up, your best trades are ahead of you, not behind you. So don't worry about that. You got out. You used good money management on the SPY call. You didn't get back in. It's all right. Don't worry. They'll be.
Yeah, I'm also in a couple plays which are doing pretty nice right now. I've got one play that's up 47% today, another one that's up around 10%. So there's other stuff to manage and worry about. Don't need to go chasing elsewhere. Shout out to my mom for being in here listening. Appreciate you as well. She's in the audience. Love to see it. All right. Veru's still going. Veru is, 16.5% here. Okay, looking pretty good. All right, so I think we're going to have TrendSpider and Ben joining up in just a minute. I want to give a very big thank you again to Seeking Alpha, first off, for supporting my spaces, allowing me to keep this stuff, always free for the audience, which is super, super nice. We love that. In addition with that, they give a great deal to our audience for anyone who's looking to take your research to the next level. Like, this was insane how fast they had those earnings transcripts up in Seeking Alpha, different ideas, different trading ideas. Like, it's fantastic. So we have the best deal on the internet in the top of the space. It's like 60% off. It's less than $100 for the whole year, and you can try it out for free. So there's literally no downside. I recommend just taking it for a spin. Link is pinned to the top. Michael, anything else you want to share on this space today?
No, I want to just say every time I say the same thing, which is this is an amazing asset for the investing and trading community. You do a great job bringing the best people here. I'll take exception to that best people part, but you do a great job bringing great people here and great information. And thanks again for having me. I'll be back. You're doing a power hour today? If you're doing a power hour,
we're doing power hour.
Yeah, I'll be back for power hour, and I love it. I love hanging out. I love hearing the banter back and forth, and I of course will see you during the weekend. Again, hard sell. if you want to try Seeking Alpha. It is free for 2 weeks. It's a free 2-week trial, so you don't have to get caught up and get anxious over paying. But I'm sure after just a couple of hours, never mind the full 2 weeks, you will see the immense value. Like Wolf said, only being offered through this Twitter Spaces, $99 for a full year. Okay, that's less than a Subway sandwich a month, and which is ridiculous. It's a great deal. So check it out, and check out the 2-week free trial. Gav, thank you so much for having me again. And Gav's mom, you did good with your son.
That's very sweet. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Thank you, Michael. All right, big shout out to our other speakers as well. Let's just give them each like 30 seconds if there's anything else they want to share. Rocky, anything else you want to say on this one?
Well, I'm just watching retail stocks like Costco, HD, and Target, and I'm gonna swing McDonald's if it looks really good to go all-time highs. So just watching those as of now, Wolf. And thank you so much for the opportunity to speak today. Thank you, Wolf.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, Rocky. Stock Trader Hub, anything else you'd like to say?
I'm watching Dollar General. As long as it's about 255, I'll be waiting to add calls on this one if it holds by the end of the day over this area, because I feel like this could hit all-time highs because of retail stocks going up. But we have more retail earnings tomorrow, so let's see what happens. And SPY needs to hold above this 430 area as well. Um, but that's about it so far. Not watching a lot of stuff. Um, and thanks for having me again.
My pleasure. And Paper Gains.
No, man, always fun, as usual. Absolutely love this stuff with you guys. Yeah, I think FOMC minutes tomorrow. Cisco tonight is going to be a pretty big general tell for enterprise sales. So I'm going to be watching that one for sure. But yeah, on to the next one.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Paper Gains, Stock Trader Hub, and Rocky. Appreciate you all.